Hi everybody. Before I go over form, I would like to just give you a brief description about what our training is about. Definitely for beginners, but as we progress along, we're going to get into better shape, and it's not going to be just for beginners. No matter whether we are doing beginner workouts or we have progressed to intermediate, my training is dynamic and also functional. What that means is the way that we've always trained. I'm almost 50, a lot of you are 35 and up. The way we've always trained is for our muscles and our nerves. Functional training is about preparing your body for what you do in everyday life. An example would be if I bend down to pick something up, okay? Think about everything that I just engaged and used. Ligaments, tendons, nerves, muscles. So all of that is incorporated into our workout, okay? The first thing I want to talk about when it comes to form is belly button to the spine that I always say. What I mean by belly button to the spine is literally if you can close your eyes, put your hands on your belly button, put your hands on the part of your lower spine that is in line with that, and try and push that belly button into the spine. Basically, it's when aerobics instructors and personal trainers have always said, hold your abs tight. So you're pulling that belly button into the spine so that you have a nice tight core. The second thing I would like to go over is your foundation. The stance that you're in most of the time when we are doing our weight training. Your feet, unless I cue something different, are hip width apart, okay? You're looking to be squared off, okay? I'm gonna turn to the side, and I'd like to make a note on that too. When I turn to the side during a video, it's not necessary for you to, it's just so I'm showing you form, okay? So, hip width apart, your shoulders are back. You always want your shoulders in line with your hips. Chin is up because you want your neck in line with your spine. Now, when you're looking straight at me doing the videos, more than likely that's going to keep you in line, your neck in line with your spine, okay? And then, so hip width apart, shoulders are back, belly button to the spine, we just went over that. Now, you want to have a slight bend in your knees. The mistake, hi Max, the mistake that most people make is they do this, okay? That's throwing everything out of whack, okay? So what you want to do is you want to hinge at the hips. Think about the hinges on a door, right? That make the door open and close. Hinge at the hips. So I'm hinged at the hips. You don't want to exaggerate it like you're popping a squat or something. You just want to hinge at the hips so you have a slight bend in your knees. So feet are squared off, shoulders are back, neck is in line with the spine, belly button to the spine, and then just a little hinge. And it shouldn't be awkward. Now, do understand that our bodies are all designed differently, so maybe hip width apart is super uncomfortable for you and you need to go just a little bit further, whatever works for you. Okay, I want to go over biceps. When we are doing bicep curls, I do two kinds for the most part. One that I call a traditional curl, and again, I'm going to turn to the side. You want to keep your elbow, I'm literally glued to your side. So you always have your foundation, okay? For a traditional curl, this dumbbell needs to sit on your leg. Full range of motion comes slightly above the chest. If you take this dumbbell all the way up to your shoulders, you are immediately risking damage to your wrist, okay? So above the shoulder, above the chest, from the leg, above the chest. When you come back down, you need to hit that leg again. If you're holding the weight here and not hitting the leg, you are not getting full extension, you're not working the muscles that we're trying to work properly. And if you're doing it because you can't get it all the way up, your weight is too heavy. Next bicep exercise is called a hammer curl. In your foundation, dumbbell comes all the way to your side, okay? To your side, comes up to your shoulder, and again, full range of motion is all the way down. Triceps. Generally, two forms of triceps, a kickback and over the head presses, okay? When you come over the head, you want your bicep to be touching your ear, okay? So it's touching your ear, you're extending straight up and then all the way back down. Straight up and all the way back down. To do a kickback, and we do some back exercises like this as well, you need to lean over. Now, what happens a lot of times when people lean over to do an exercise, especially when you're not in front of me where I can contract your form, is we get a bunch of those rounded backs. No, you want to come down, you want to really push that bottom back, belly button to the spine, but what's most important is that your shoulders, once again, are in line with your hip. Dumbbell starts at the shoulder, extends all the way back, and then comes back to the shoulder. You don't want this elbow up here because this is going to risk a back injury, okay? Shoulder, straight, and then back to the shoulder. The last thing that I want to go over is squats, okay? First of all, the wider your stance on a squat, the more that you are going to be working your quadriceps. Most of us are really not into building our quadriceps, okay? And because we're doing functional training, you know, we want muscular legs all the way around. So, best way for me to explain a squat, actually I'm gonna use a little prop. You want to be squared off. What that means is, your toes always go out just a little bit, but squared off. So, I always say I want you to pay attention to my knee, to my ankle. When you do a squat, you're pushing your bottom back, okay? Back. So if this is as low as I can go, keeping these knees in line with my ankles, and notice, this is what a lot of people do. They come down like this. It's this way, okay? Shoulders back, belly button to the spine. As I press my bottom back, yes, my chest is coming forward, but it's up. But look again, my shoulders are in line with my hips. The other thing is that you want to push up through your heels. A lot of times I'll cue you to lift your balls of your feet right up off the floor or your toes. So push the bottom back, and then you want to squeeze the bottom in a pelvic tilt forward. So press it back and squeeze it up. The same goes if we're doing the inner thigh squats, plie squats. So definitely I'm taking a wider stance, all right? But same motion. Bottom's coming back, pushing up through the heels. And I'm not letting go of that core. Belly button to the spine. Deep breath in. Exhale, up. Deep breath in. Exhale, up. Before I end the video, what I would like to remind you is that I do a lot of cueing through all of our exercises. And that is because this is the first time that I have ever trained people individually or in a group that are not right in front of me. And it's extremely important to me that you do not injure yourself. If you have a shoulder injury, I do go through, what you're feeling. If you're feeling a pull in your neck, if you're feeling a pull here, that you shouldn't be doing this. But if you have any injuries, private message me. You need to check with your doctor, see what you can and can't do. I have a lot of experience training people who've just come off of rehab, but again, they're right in front of me. So I hope these pointers helped you, and I will see you in our next workout.